there, Barry Baumgartner here, and I just stepped away from a meeting with Dean Graziosi. We've been here today putting some plans in place for something fun that we have upcoming, and I thought I'd just take a second to talk to you about a really great question I got. I am actually going to be answering questions throughout the whole month of February, and I got a really good question from Anai, and I covered part one of her question yesterday. I'm covering part two today. Part two of the question was, how do I get better conversions on my high ticket offer? And so, Anai, I wanted to answer that because it's super important. Yesterday we talked about how do you fill your live event. We talked about how important it is to have a right fit client, and it really does matter. But here is the thing that's super, super awesome for you, is that once you filled your event with your right fit client, there's a really simple structure to have a really high converting live event. Now this works for in-person or virtual. I've been doing this for over 18 years. We've generated over $1 billion in sales over those 18 years using this exact formula. What's really great, it works for in-person, it works for virtual. It's the same structure. And the part that's awesome is the structure actually does the selling for you. So I'm going to quickly walk you through this really simple framework I have called the 3x3 PAG, and this is what we use to design every high converting event that we do at Sage for all of our private clients and for our group coaching clients. Here's how it works. Okay, so here's the thing. I call this the 3x3 PAG, and the reason we call it the 3x3 is that there's three simple things you do each day of your event. Now, I'm a big fan of a 3-day event, and this formula is why. So let's assume that this is day 1, this is day 2, and this is day 3 of your live event. There are 3 things that you have to do each day of your 3-day live event to have the structure do the selling for you. The first is on day 1. I want you to think of this as the 3 C's. You want to have content, connection, and community. Our goal on this first day, we're not selling anything, we're just giving them amazing content. We want our right fit client to be loving our content, thinking this was incredible, I just want more, because we want them to stay for 3 full days. I want to give them an incredible sense of connection to you, connection to the like-minded community, but most importantly, connection to a sense of what's possible for themselves. They feel more connected to their big dream of what's possible. And hey, spoiler alert, you're the path to getting there. And then the last piece, this last C, is community, a sense of like-minded community. So on day 1, all we're doing is establishing content, connection, and community. Those are the 3 things. Now on day 2, we move into what I call PSI. And what this is we continue to give content, connection, and community. Of course we do. We want a really high value event. There's no bait and switch here. We're giving them as much incredible content as we can, as much incredible connection to a higher sense of what they can do, and as much incredible connection to the community as we can. But what starts to happen on day 2, no matter how amazing they are, no matter how amazing you are, no matter how great the content is, they are going to start to go into a little bit of pain around being able to see where they want to be and knowing where they're stuck. That is what we call the gap from where I want to be versus where I'm stuck. And our goal is to get them out of that pain with a solution. That's your S. We have a solution for the pain you're in the form of an invitation. That's your I. So on day 2, we're going to solve the pain you're in by giving you the solution in the form of an invitation. And guess what? Your invitation is your high ticket offer. And then on day 3, we move to DCC. And what this means is we're moving them into decision, commitment, and celebration. On day 3 of our live event, we want people to decide to do something differently. We don't want it to be 3 days wasted. Decide to do something differently. Commit to a timeline to get started, ideally today. And here's the thing, if in making that decision and making that commitment, you realize that you need help in getting to that big goal and closing that gap, then we want to remind you that that invitation is still open, and we are going to celebrate with you. All the new buyers are invited to a celebration. So day 3 is all about decide, commit, celebrate. I promise you, if you look at all of our events, if you lift up the hood, look at the engine, this is how they're structured, because this formula is proven, this formula works. If you fill the room with your right fit client and you use this formula to launch your high ticket offer or relaunch your high ticket offer, you're going to have amazing results. And we call that a purpose-driven payday, meaning you can have impact and income and impact, and you don't have to be manipulative, salesy, icky, or sleazy when the structure does the selling for you. If you like this content and you'd like more, just submit your question in the comments. I'm going to be answering a different question every day in the month of February. It's part of my Give Back February. It's a love month, so we're loving up our people in February. So just post your comment here, subscribe, and hey, tell somebody else about this. Just tell them, hey, you got to come check this out. Post your questions in the comments section, and I just want you to remember, you can do this. And we'll see you here tomorrow.